Hey, what up, fam? In an effort to kind of get you guys get to know me a little bit more, I figured I'd do some list videos, my personal preferences on things. And today I started off with one that's very near and dear to me. This is my top 10 in no particular order movies. I've decided to go no particular order because these ones, like the top three, four, or five, like they shift so much. Like I can't have a definitive, but I'll tell you in the order that I wrote them down in. So maybe it'll give you a little bit more insight because it'd be like, okay, these are the ones that he thought of first. Maybe these are the ones he likes more. So my the first one I wrote down on this list is The Warriors. Now this movie is it's pretty corny. Like I ain't gonna lie, it's a very corny movie, but it is so over the top and so much fun. It's full of some colorful language. It's made in the '70s, and it makes gangs look kind of like ridiculous, but they're all over the top. They have so much personality. This is a classic movie. The dialogue's cool. Just everything about it, I love it. And the book that it's based on, it is nothing like the book. The book is actually not that great. I mean, I guess maybe, I don't know. I like the movie a lot better, so I'll leave it at that. So for me, the first one I thought of in this top 10 list, The Warriors. Number two, and this is crazy because should be the first one I thought of because this has been my probably most days favorite. But Big Trouble in Little China. I saw this movie when I was a kid, and the martial arts, the magic, the mayhem, the characters, everything is awesome. This like forever cemented Kurt Russell as like my favorite action guy. He does comedy and action so well. He's just amazing in this movie. The martial arts in it is really good and over the top. The characters and the special effects are so cool. John Carpenter really did a good job. He knocked this one out of the park. It's my favorite John Carpenter movie, as well as probably my favorite movie of all time, like just in general. If you haven't seen it, you should watch it. It is very cheesy. Like it's cheesy schlock, but it's lovable. Like this is 80s style, just lovable. Number three, I have Silent Hill. This is a video game adaptation, and a lot of people are like, "Oh, this is not that great of a movie." I love this movie. I loved Silent Hill, the video game, and then the movie was really good. It's not really like the game. It's similar, but they changed enough. But it just the there's no jump scares in this movie, and that like really means a lot to me from a horror movie perspective. Uh, the scares are just because it's unsettling, and the creature design and everything like that. It's really good. Like go watch it again. I watched it recently with some new generation kids, and they seem to like it. They strangely really, really, really like Pyramid Head, like really. But that's whatever. I'm not here to kink shame the new generation. What I'm saying is Silent Hill is a very unsettling movie. You should check it out. Uh, Number four, this is a so bad it's good. There's gonna be a couple of them on this list because when I think of my favorite movies, I think of movies that I could watch over and over, and the ones I've watched the most. And I've watched this one several times. Ricky-O, The Story of Ricky. This movie is over the top. It is so dumb and it's so fun, and the special effects are so bad and so good at the same time. It's crazy. This is based on I believe, a Japanese manga, but it's made in China, so it's a Hong Kong action flick from the early '90s, late '80s, somewhere in there. But it is so good. If you can find a copy of it, dubbed or not, it doesn't matter. It's absurd. The stuff that goes down. There's some of the fights in it are just so over the top, and the violence is so crazy that it's like cartoonish. It's like watching an actual living cartoon. I love this movie. Number five, the Transformers animated movie. Now, this was my favorite movie when I was a kid. I still love the Transformers. Optimus Prime, Starscream, Grimlock, top three for me. Starscream probably number one, but I just love them. This movie is really good. It's like a hero's journey, just a classic movie. Obviously, there's spoilers. Optimus Prime dies, and that destroyed me when I was a kid. I was like, ah! And then Starscream dies. I was like, ah! My only favorite guy who lives is Grimlock, and he's saddled with a really annoying kid sidekick. But this movie's really good. The animation's amazing. The voice acting's really good. It's just a dumb movie. Like people get too hung up on things. Just watch this movie. You'll enjoy it. Number six, another so bad it's good, Hard Rock Zombies. Now this is a terrible movie, and it is boring, and it should have been like half as long as it was. But I've watched it probably about a million times. it's the quintessential bad movie. Everything about it is horrible, except for the music, which is bad, but is so catchy. They're a band of Hard Rock Zombies. What can I say? There's an awesome twist in the middle of the movie that comes out of nowhere, and then I mean it should have ended there, but it keeps going, and it does get dumb. Some of the ancillary characters are really bad and not needed, but I forgive it because it's entertaining when it's entertaining, and it carries the movie for the rest of the way because you just kind of want to see how absurd it gets and where it goes. So not bad movie at all. I mean, okay, bad movie. Probably the worst movie on this list. Maybe the worst ever. That's for you to decide. Number 7, Anchorman. There was a time in my life where I watched this movie every day for about a month. I just love this movie, this absurdity of it. Will Ferrell, this is his best character for me. Ron Burgundy, legend, always. Brian Fantana, Paul Rudd, just like lots of non-comedic actors putting out just an amazing comedic performance. I loved this movie. And if you get the chance, watch the commentary track on it too. It is insanely vulgar and hilarious. Like they're trying to see what they can and can't get away with saying on the commentary track, and it gets out of hand. This is a great movie. This is also brings up an interesting point to me, like where there's like a best actor, you know, and honestly, I think that Will Ferrell as Ron Burgundy is one of the greatest acting performances ever. Like he just embodies the character. If that's what acting is becoming this character, he is Ron Burgundy. I think that comedians who play roles like this don't get enough credit for what they actually do and the characters they create because they are them. It's amazing. Like Ron Burgundy is different from me than Will Ferrell. Like they are two separate entities to me. And I think that it's just underrated. I know that a lot of people love this movie, but I still think it's underrated. Zoolander, number 8. Zoolander, I've watched it so many times. Me and my brother and my buddy Chad, like we just watch it all the time. And we blue steel each other all the time. It's just a great movie. Like how can you not like Zoolander? It's so dumb. I love dumb comedies like this. Like I'm not highbrow. Like when I read the list of like Empire's greatest comedies of all time, apparently the funniest thing in the world to them is men dressing up like women. Like I get it. It's kind of, whatever, but no, give me the prime rib of Propecia. You know what I mean? Like, give me Mugatu throwing his M Chinese stars at the prime minister of Malaysia. Give me Derek Zoolander's dick avoiding Andy Dick dressed as a woman. Oh, there you go, Empire. You could love this movie. Why not? This is a great movie. It's so dumb, and it's a hero's journey. And I think I got the black lung pop. Number 9. This one surprises me there's this low on my list of recollection, but Berry Gordy's The Last Dragon. I watched this movie all the time when I was a kid. It's between this and Beastmaster, which I watched more, but I love The Last Dragon. Like, Beastmaster's good. Watch Beastmaster. It's like an honorable mention. Last Dragon, so good. The 80s of it, it hurts. It's so 80s. It just bleeds and wears this. It's on its sleeve. Bruce Leroy, terrible actor. I think his name's Taimak. I think he's been in a couple things. But he's so innocent that you can't hate him. Like, he's not a good actor, but he's a great character. And, of course, the legendary Sho'nuff, the Shogun of Harlem, probably the best villain ever in anything. And he looks like Busta Rhymes. And I love Busta Rhymes. Flip Mode Squad, whatever. But, yes, The Last Dragon, if you haven't seen it, the martial arts is good. The comedy and the love story, it's all good. Everything's good about this movie. It's just a good movie. Watch it. I'm serious. You will not regret it. They used to play this on USA all the time when I was a kid. And number 10, Monster Squad. Now, there's some people who are like, I love the Goonies, and some people are like, I love the Monster Squad. Monster Squad is like goth Goonies to me, but I don't care. I love Monster Squad. I'm a big horror movie guy. I always do my top 10 favorite like Halloween movies, which I'll do this year. I'll get that kind of stuff. But yeah, Monster Squad, a lot of people haven't seen it, but if you know, you know. Werewolf's Got Nards, and you know it because of this movie. You also know that Uncle Rico is a pretty good werewolf. Wolfman, I guess, and that Frankenstein is the most lovable of all the classic Universal monsters. So yeah, that's my top 10 list. I can't think if I've left any out. I mean, there are lots of great movies, and I may make a part 2 to this to continue if I think of any more. But these are the 10 that came to my mind as soon as I wrote this down. So yeah, Like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you guys are into, what your thing is, and maybe check out some other stuff. I do a lot of jokes, and I used to do bean facts, and I'm actually making a movie about bean facts. There's gonna be a lot of absurdity on this channel. I also do a lot of weight loss stuff because I mean, even though I'm fat now, I had to lose a lot of weight to not be obese and just be fat. So I'm working my way down to regular size. But right now, I think I look not too bad. But yeah, that's what I got for you guys today. Thank you, and have an awesome one.